Good morning, everybody. I shot y'all an awesome video yesterday that then the universe conspired to remove from my phone. So we'll just call this take two. One of the most, if not the most, overlooked aspects of preparedness is, and I'm going to stand right here and make this point because there's something over here I want you to see, is physical fitness. Now, about a week ago, I posted a video on Patreon, and I was looking at this video thinking to myself, damn, I'm fat. And then Pastor Joe shared one of our videos on his Patreon page, and somebody commented, looks like those guys could use some PT. So my initial thought was, I will choke you into the ground and kill you. And my second thought was, you're probably right. So I had been PTing myself already, but what I had not been doing was actually holding myself to any level of accountability or had a regimen that I was prescribing myself. So that has changed. I have 2 accountability partners, so that if one happens to forget, the other one should have them covered. And they're completely compartmentalized. They don't know each other. They're in different time zones. It's great. It's the best. It's how you do special operations for your life. So I have 2 accountability partners, and I check in with them in the morning and in the afternoon. And what I'm doing right now is I'm rucking for at least 45 minutes every morning. Although that's not fair. I rucked 40 minutes this morning, but I covered 3 miles with 55.5 pounds this morning, locked and loaded, including a rifle and a sidearm. And that weight does not include my EDC or my sidearm or anything like that. That's my ruck and my rifle. 3 miles, and the splits were 14 minutes, 14 minutes, 12 minutes. Turbo burners on the last mile. There's a squirrel over here in this tree, and I'm trying to see whether or not it's the famed squirrel squatch that everybody keeps talking about that I have yet to see. But it does not sound to be. It sounds to be just a regular squirrel. So anyway, point being, I did 3 miles locked and loaded with 55.5 pounds this morning, not including my EDC, in 40 minutes. That's not bragging, but it's kind of bragging. I'm happy with that. I'm doing push-ups, pull-ups, leg lifts, and crunches. The reason I'm not doing sit-ups is I have 6 bad discs. This many plus 1 in my back and neck. And so the crunches are better for me. But I can feel it. So I'm doing 3 sets of each. So it'd be 10 push-ups, then I transition to 20 crunches, and I do 10 leg lifts. Then back over again, 10, 20, 10, 10, 20, 10. And I try and bang them out so that there's not a lot of rest in between them, but that they're good, clean reps. And man, I can feel it afterwards. I really can feel it. And then I go to pull-ups. And I know that I'm making progress there because my rep number is going down. And then it will go back up again. So, because the first day it was 5, and then it was 3, and then it was 3, but just barely. And that's good. Muscle failure is good. And then you get stronger and stronger and stronger. You actually tear your muscles. And then when they grow back bigger and stronger. So, anyway, that's what I'm doing daily. So, there are myriad benefits to being fit, but one of the ones I want to show you right now while I'm standing here, because I need to walk up to Grandma's house, is by rucking 3 miles every morning. Oh, and I run 20 minutes every day as well. That's usually an evening thing, the running. So rucking, push-ups, crunches, leg lifts, pull-ups, running every day but Shabbat. And I feel good. and I feel like I'm gonna get better. And see, once you take one step in the right direction, it makes you think twice about retrograding, about taking a step in the other direction. You're like, you know what would be great? An entire pizza. No, that would not be great. That would negate all the work we've done today. So, but by walking my property every morning, I get a lot of intel. I don't know if y'all can see that, but something attacked one of my chickens. Those are feathers. Shall we go over? Let's go over. Now I'm okay with that because I have 2 white chickens left. One is a bantam rooster and the other is a leghorn hen. And the leghorn hen is laying, you know, regularly. She is well this morning. And she's fine. However, I can hear the bantam rooster crowing. There he is. But I have not seen him, which means that something probably got a piece of him and he's laid up in the bushes, which is fine by me because I don't like him. And if he dies, he dies. If he dies, he dies. Dolph Lundgren, Rocky IV, you're welcome. If he dies, he dies. So I get a lot of intel from walking my property every morning. I mean, I've seen pig sign, deer sign, signs of an attack with a chicken. Something drug a partially eaten carrot onto my property on the western border. Don't know what that is. I know the level of the creeks. Like I said, I've seen animal movement. I've seen a couple of bedding areas where deer laid down over the night. I've seen a whole bunch of scavengers flying around in the air circling something, so something's dead over there. You just get a lot of intel. So that's one thing that, you know, that's one benefit of doing this. Another benefit is the endorphins. We were talking about this last night on the Patreon live stream, the Mastermind live stream. That's for the 10 and up people. And the benefit of endorphins into your bloodstream, right? You feel good. Like I just got done rucking 3 miles. Now I'm walking back up to grandma's house and not carrying an extra 55.5 pounds with me. I feel like I could fly. I mean, it's just holy cow. And so, you know, and ideally you want to get your heart rate up at least 20 minutes in a stretch and let it run 20 minutes at a stretch up elevated heart rate. We'll stand over here on the berm for a minute because now I'm pretty much at grandma's house and I don't want to shoot a video at grandma's house. So, but you get the biochemical benefit from exercise, the dopamine of going, I accomplished a goal, when your brain rewards you with a little shot of dopamine, the mental health as well as the physical health, right? So there's a squirrel up there. Can y'all see him? Right there? See him? Yeah, there he is. Not a giant squirrel. And there's another one right up there. Y'all probably can't see him, but he's right up there. They're probably doing battle with each other. It's cold this morning, which is good. It's not like cold, but it's probably upper 30s, humid and windy, which is great. So the mental benefits as well as the physical benefits. I have hanging up in my office a picture. It's a picture of 2 Marines in combat. One has been hit and the other one has got his weapon down and away in his left hand and his right hand reached out on his brother, dragging him out of the line of fire. That picture is there for 3 reasons. The first is it embodies brotherhood. Literally and metaphorically, that is what we should be doing for each other. If you're in the line of fire, I should be covering you and then dragging you out of harm's way so that you can get better. so that when I'm in the line of fire, you can latch onto me, drag me out of harm's way so that I can get better, so that somebody can render aid, right? That's the metaphor there. But it's also literal. If I can't drag you because you weigh 350 pounds in your gear, and I say this with all love, if I can't drag you out of harm's way and to a safe place where we can render aid, guess what? You're done, brother. You're done, sister. If I can't be drugged by a guy or two guys because I weigh too much in my full kit, I'm done. I'm done. And so that picture hangs there for those three reasons, and that the embodiment of everything that I just said, I don't have to think about it to myself. I just get it. It's an instant, right? It just smacks me in the brain. I know what the motivation there is. Another thing that you should really be doing, getting into, rucking and using your gear, is your physical fitness level. If when you strap 50, 60, 80 pounds of equipment on between your ruck, your rifle, your plate carrier, chest rig, and all your super high speed nylon gear and all your stuff, when you get kitted up in your stuff, if you are standing still in your gear at 80% of your max capacity for output, if there's no more some for you to get, if you cannot get some because you will fall over and die the first step you take, that's no good. Your stuff weighs too much and you weigh too much, probably, or you're not conditioned well enough. And I know everybody has medical issues. I get that. Everybody has medical issues, right? There's very few of us that are in pristine condition. I get that. We're not going to go through my myriad medical issues. But if I can do it, you can do it. There's a guy who's blind and deaf, combat veteran. He was an EOD specialist who got blown up in Iraq and owns a chocolatier company, has a wife, has kids, and is a successful and world-renowned mountain climber. If that guy can get some, you can get some. I can get some, okay? There's excuses are like a-holes. Everybody's got one and they all stink. So, now that we've cleared that out of the way, if you standing still in your kit is likely to kill you, it's no good. You need to go use your stuff. You should be able to move around in your kit ideally and not even know that it's there. Not even know that it's there. Now, to start with, if you're going to go out and ruck, which, as long as you haven't recently had open heart surgery or, consult a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. Although if you got some gunshot wounds, I could probably put you back together depending on where they are. Consult a medical professional. Now, you should start with about 30 pounds. Your loadout should not exceed 30% of your total body weight. Now, if you weigh 300 pounds, that's 90 pounds. But if you weigh 300 pounds and you're carrying 90 pounds of stuff, you should definitely talk to a doctor because somebody's going to be carrying your casket. That's too much. And I say this in love as the bear talking to you. The bear whose fighting weight is 265. Fighting weight. Okay? Max bench press of 465 pounds. Yeah. Come at me. Now, 30%. If you weigh 200 pounds, that's 60 pounds. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's 45 pounds. But ideally, start with a 30-pound ruck, no matter what your body weight is. How do you know how much? Go to Walmart, get a $5 fish scale. Hang it up. Hang your stuff on it. And when you reach 30 pounds, that's your ruck. And go. And the real benefit to all of this, besides the physical and mental wellness, and moving your body in the way that the creator of the universe intended it to move, is that now, if you believe in the greater Exodus or the second Exodus, you're used to carrying your stuff on your back. If you believe in SHTF, the end of the world as we know it, man, you're getting some experience carrying stuff on your back. And let me tell you, walking on this is not the same as walking on asphalt or concrete. And this is much easier and completely different from walking up the side of a mountain or walking in loose rock or whatever. Scree. There's a good word for you. Scree. If you're going to bug out, if that's part of your plan, carrying what you're going to be bugging out with every day, or 3 times a week, or whatever you can. Truthfully though, whatever you can. Don't cop out on this. But whatever you can is going to reap huge reward for you if and when you have to actually do that, because you will have done it before. And lastly, this will be the bow that we will tie on this. In the process of doing this, you learn a lot about your body and you learn a lot about your gear. And you start pitching the things that you don't need. You find interferences where this thing rubs on that thing. Okay, one of these 2 things needs to move or needs to go. Or this thing rattles around. We need to do something about that. I thought these boots were great, but they suck. It's time for a different pair of boots. You learn by doing the Hebrew way. You learn by doing now while you can. So that you're not caught with your pants down. When the world ends, man, it's the end of the damn world as we know it and we're all gonna die. Or whatever. So, the missing link to preparedness is that a lot of us are not prepared physically to use any of our gear. A lot of us are not prepared to run 100 yards. Full stop. Come out of the blocks, bang, go, 100 yards. Let alone with kit on. Now imagine your best friend's just been shot and he's laying over there, 100 yards away, and you're in full kit. You gonna leave him there? Or you gonna go get some today so that if or when that happens, you can be your brother's keeper. Go drag him out of harm's way. Shalom. Hey y'all, one more thing. Well, 2 more things. 1, Grandma's fire is going. Now it's time to head into school for, heading to town to school for the Veterans Day Assembly. Mr. Harlan got first place on his poster, and that's because he had a little help from the old bear and because he's awesome himself. Number 2, one of the things we were talking about on the Patreon live stream last night was conspiring to bless each other. And this comes into the concept of being your brother's keeper. So I want to shout out Adventure Frontier. Go to adventurefrontier.com. If you need preparedness supplies, if you're going to be spending money anyway, please go check them out. That guy's a brother of mine. I don't get paid to tell you this. I love him. He's my brother. And if you can spend money with an American human being who uses that money to support their family, spend it with Adventure Frontier. I just bought a knife from them, and he's a really good guy. So on Bear's recommendation, if you need to get some stuff, go to adventurefrontier.com and check him out. Also, his medical stuff is very well priced. So if you need, combat gauze, tourniquet, cling, compressed gauze, whatever, it's the same price as what you pay on Amazon for it. So anyway, and he's got a Spyderco knife for $30, the Cara 2. That's the one that I bought. So, and there will be a review on it, but adventurefrontier.com. Go check him out. Conspire to bless him, and if not him, other people in your circle. If you're going to be throwing your money around anyway, throw it at people who care. Throw it at people who appreciate it, okay? It's not good for us to be all like, yeah, but the Amazon and the Google, and then go hop on Google to Google where to buy the thing that you want to buy on Amazon. Okay, so conspire to bless people. AdventureFrontier.com. Shalom.